Greetings and salutations. So, you join me on a rainy day in Valheim where I've managed to get myself killed in God mode already. I tend to, anyway, so this is my Isengard build so far. How it's coming together. You'd see it better if it was sunny, like it is outside in the real world, but it isn't. It is mithering down. So, let's go. Yeah, so this is where I've got so far. Because it's a tall tower, I'm starting with the strongest foundation I can think of, which is steel. After every level of brick, and it's iron railings and iron bars covered by the blackwood, the tar wood. So yeah, this is where I've got. I'm pretty much growing it organically because that's how I tend to do things. But as with everything, you need a really good firm foundation. As you see, I started playing with the ideas that I want to use. But down the bottom here, which I haven't done on any of the others yet, because I got into this oriental style scaffolding, for want of a better word. I wanted to see how high I could get with just iron things, the iron bound wood posts, and see how high I could get. And I've got this far, and as you can see, it's pretty dark up here. It's pretty dark indeed. So, anyway, I digress. This pretty much is just decoration that I'm putting on for the outside. On the inside, I intend to carry on with the black marble to build this stronger. Make sure I've got really a big black box at the bottom here in which to start the tower from. Hopefully some of this will come in handy holding up your tower, because you know yourself, if you put a brick down and then try to hang a brick in the air, it'll fall down within seconds, normally before you get a chance to put another one down, which is a real pain. But there you go. Yeah, how I managed to get killed in God mode, I've got no idea. So yeah, anyway, I better stop skipping about actually, because you're probably getting busy. Anyway, so let's slow it down, bring it out. Right, so this is what I've got so far. Yeah, these pieces here won't stay. These long rods here won't stay, I don't think, because they kind of interfere. But then again, they might come off the sides, because Isengard wasn't a complete symmetrical building at the base. It kind of was a bit more fancy at the base, so that's what I'm planning on doing, is continuing out the sides, I think, making it, you know, something different. I'm going to have this as my main entrance, this one here as my main entrance in, I think. And then I'll have this one, which is the eastern side, as yeah, pretty much a carbon copy of the western side, and then north and south would be a carbon copy of each other. So it will be symmetrical in some aspects. It just won't be symmetrical as in identical either side. Although there are some identical bits, as you can see, because this bit will just make itself, really. It is quite organic the way it is. And I'm going to start with that now on this side. So, first I started off by continuing this lock. Now this lock, as you see, there are two snap ones. There's one there and there's one just inside. And I'm going to use both of them and put two down because it's the outside one I will be using for structure for the inner bailey, and the outer bailey or the outer wall will be only structural in so much as it supports the decoration, whereas inside it's got to be pretty much solid because of the amount of weight it's going to be carrying. So yeah, I just now, as you can see, there's iron grids already down at that stage. Finding the locking points can be a bit of a deal when you started building like this. It's like kind of cage yourself in, but yeah, it's just about building it up so that it's supported as low and as high as I can get it. Plan is to make it so that it doesn't fall down when I finish it, or worse, I have to abandon it, which would be horrible, but there you go. So yeah, while I got a bit of time on this, kind of poorly recently, so this has kind of kept me sanity. Actually, yeah, this is not where I started, and at some stage in the video I'll show you where I started and how much actual grinding I did before I found God mode, like 1,000 hours into the game. My grandson introduced me to the God mode and stuff, so yeah, I love him to bits. So anyway, as I said, the inside is all about, oh wait a minute, yep, I'm right, oh no I'm not, nope, that's the outside. I'm really about the inside of the beer, it's the outside I'm really about now. So now these will add decoration, but they'll also add structural support to the outside of the building, and of course, as I said before, I need as much structural support as possible. In this game it seems like triangles are the strongest building, strongest support mechanism. If you're building triangles, it's a stronger build altogether. So I try to incorporate these angled pieces as much as possible into both decoration and build, because obviously, oh, the other lovely thing about this game that I really like is you can snap over the pieces you've already put down, which is handy when you're decorating. It really is. It means you can put pieces in that, and you don't lose any of the aesthetic because you've had to use a piece that's of a different build. quality, if you like. So yeah, as you can see, it's getting dark. I'm glad I got my head torch on, because as you know, building in the dark can be quite a pain in the ass, especially when you come back in the morning and you find that all your angles were wrong because you couldn't see where you were locking onto. It's happened. I've had to demolish half a building before now to carry on with what I'm doing. So yeah. So I've got my base structure down, a little bit of decoration in the front. I'll continue that in a minute. Now, these swirly bits, they were a kind of accident. I just wanted to see what would happen if I put a curly bit on. But recently I've got into the YouTube thing, and there are YouTube videos out there which I've been sort of neglecting to look at, that give you ideas of how to build a different way. So yeah, so I'm just checking to make sure I'm putting my pieces in the right places before I start. Now, I'm not in the centre yet, so let's have a look. So I'll go straight off the bat. Straight, bend one, straight, bend it, straight, and bend it, and it should connect. And that was a happy accident. I had no idea that was going to happen until I did it on the first one. Now I know what I'm doing, so it's nice that the snapping points give you quite an easy symmetrical kind of build, and the snapping point can be used more than once, which is something else I like, because that's how I get to create these weird and wonderful organic shapes that just seem to grow. All I'm doing is allowing it to do its thing. So really, it's though it looks complicated, I suppose, yeah, it is complicated, because sometimes you can make god-awful mistakes, like that one. Gotta put the twist in, gotta put the twist in. Of course. Continue. Is it straight? That's the one. It's always handy if you actually knock onto the point you need to do. There you go. Now some of this stuff turns green for a little while. Actually does. Actually, that's looking quite solid now. With putting on the third side, it was looking a bit iffy, even with the second side on, but now it's looking a bit solid, and I'm liking it a lot. So anyway, it does pay to persevere. Let's see what happens next. Go from there. Now, in a second, I'm hoping. No, there's something wrong here. Yep. see. Snapping point's going to be gotcha. Oh, wrong one. Try again. Gotcha. That's it. Come on, lad. That's the one. Perfect. So, that's pretty much how I built up that bit. These pieces basically grew from going, I wonder what would happen if, and I just carried on to see what happened, and that's what happened, and this is what I've built so far. It's dark, and my torch doesn't stretch that far, but hopefully daylight will come very shortly, and you'll be able to see where we're going, and that'll mean that this video has been going for at least 20 minutes. So anyway, as you see, out here it's getting darker as you go up. Yeah, it goes dark. It was green. Oh, it was green. Well, never mind. We'll see when we get the last side on, see what happens. But then we'll have the brickwork inside, and I'll follow up with that at some stage. But right now, this is my Isengard build. Over here is where I found a tar pit. I thought if I dig the tar pit out, that'll make a great goblin pit. What do you think? Oh, great, skeletons in here as well. Why not? It's also becoming a great trap for stuff. Yeah, squidgy black whatevers, as you can see. But anyway, that's going to be the Urukai pit at the side of Isengard. But this side of Isengard, I think, heading out towards the south, once I've flattened all this, I think I'm going to have this side and do it like before the Urukai. And I'm going to do this side and have it after the Urukai. So we get sort of a combination of the two. But we'll see. That's when I start on the landmass. I'm not even starting there yet. Far too much to do here. So, yeah. This is the inner bailey. And it won't let me teleport because I'm carrying stuff. That's the inner bailey, and hopefully I'm going to put a Palanthea in there. I don't know what I'm going to use for Palanthea. If you got any ideas, stick it in the messages, whatever you get, you know, the bit at the bottom, the bit most people ignore. Yeah, stick it in there. And so yeah, I could use a couple of ideas of what to use. I have a couple of ideas, but I'm not sure I'm going to go with it. But we'll see. I was going to spawn a diverger lamp in there, see if that did it. I don't know. Worry about that when I finish with the building. I just need to get past this night time thing, but by the time I get back, it'll be time to get up anyway. But we shall see. At the moment, my residents are Helm's Deep, in Helm's Deep. That nice. I haven't bothered pushing the luxuries up too high because a lot of what I'm doing at the minute doesn't really require that much stamina. Oh, what a surprise, it's snowing again. It always seems to be snowing when I wake up at Valheim. Not Valheim. It's Helm Hammerhand or whatever. Every time I wake up at Helm's Deep, it's snowing. So I haven't been able to get any decent shots from Isle because it's always bloody snowing. But anyway, that might be just a glitch, or it might be just the fact that it's decided winter has come in that area. Right, anyway, where was I? Yeah. And now it's foggy. Oh, the fog in the... Between the fog and the snow, the last two builds have been a right pain. But I did build out in the Mistlands, and I've got to tell you now, that is a nightmare. Because the will-o'-the-wisp that runs around after you is no good as lighting, and the amount of torches you got to put down just to clear the space so you can see what you're doing is great. And then of course, as soon as you get all that done, you're ready to start planting. It rains, or it's foggy, or it's snowing, or something happens to obscure your luck. But anyway, there you go. That's it. So, come on, son. Go on, son. You can get through. Baseline. Yeah, this is good. I've always said this is a decent game. Kind of got lost in it. It is lovely. Taking a journey in this game is amazing. Taking a sea journey in this game is amazing. I really like it. A lot. To the point that I spent about a week in game just on board the ship and around the coasts, getting chased by the sea monsters and attacked by murder hornets and once I'm right out in the middle of the sea. There's a barely a rock out in the middle of the sea, and just as I go past I get hit by a rock and I think, where the hell's that come from? And it spawned or was it a troll on the tiniest little bit of rock. Yeah, it's a great game. Keeps surprising me, even now. So there you go. Right, I'll probably give you vertigo, dizziness and everything because I can't leave the controller alone when I'm talking. But there you go, it's coming together. Hopefully on my next vid I'll be a lot further down the line. We'll see. But until then, I am going to figure out a way of getting to this stage so that I can say, be good, and if you can't be good, don't get caught. Be safe.